Hello, people of, I was going to say of the US because we're across the country, but we actually have had some really great people that have recently joined us from Canada and Mexico. So welcome to everybody. And this is our very first Coffee and Contracts, where we are going to talk to you guys every single Monday, give you free coaching with regards to your business. So the goal here is to make sure that you guys are rocking your year. Now, in case you haven't noticed, it is October. I know I'm in shock a little bit. November is right around the corner, and I've already got people asking me, well, what's your plans for Thanksgiving? So today we are going to dive in and talk about a few different things. One of which being how you can rock your 2023, because we're kind of there right now. The other thing is we're starting to unroll some really cool pop projects for you guys. So I've been a little MIA on here. That is my apologies. But the reason being is we were dialing back to scale up. We are going to be bringing you some incredible things and a huge announcement today. I am now partnering with a good friend of mine, James Michener. So you guys are actually going to have East Coast and West Coast training you on all of these morning calls and some upcoming challenges, which we're going to release in the next few weeks. So first things first, I wanted to go ahead and introduce James. He'll be on here in just a second. Before we dive in, I also want to make sure that you guys know we are here to help. So go ahead and get involved in the chats. Go ahead and get involved in our actual thread. And I'm going to run you guys through where to go and where to find what you need. So thank you for being here this morning for our first Coffee and Contracts. Those of you who are just logging on, let me go ahead and do a quick screen share here. Perfect. All right, you guys. So I want to show you where to go to find what you need, because that's the most important part here, right? So there's going to be a few things that change on here. Some of the images are going to change, but don't worry, the content is still going to remain. So as you guys all know, this is our discussion page right here, where we've got everything from welcomes to some really cool content. That's right, we've been dropping content as we've been going, but we're going to get more pointed. Any announcements are going to be popping up in here as well. Welcomes to our group, which is always fun. We still do interviews some of the top agents in our industry. So I want to make sure you guys get in there and see that. Now, the next piece, which is really important, we've got some free guides and information that we've been putting out for you guys. So I want you to make sure you know where to find that. So if you come over here, if you come up to the top, you're going to see where all the videos are, so you can go back and rewatch different videos. That was a really fun one that someone had shared on here, trying to get a little bit more attention on our marketing. There's also different chats and feeds, but the biggest thing I want you guys to take a look at is the files. All right, so if you come over to the files, we're going to start adding even more in here, which is really cool. But we've uploaded things such as the net seller sheet, so you could provide to your clients a seller net sheet. Now, this is going to tell them how much money they're actually taking home at the end of the day. Be sure to utilize this, and we're going to start teaching you guys how to do and utilize all of this free content and things that you have. That's going to be our topic for today. We also have the commission and banking bucket tracker. What does that mean? When was the last time that you guys actually tracked your commissions? Well, we are going to make sure that you guys are able to track your commissions and utilize very simple tools and tasks that you can put money away for even more investments. Because what have we been told in the past? There's only two ways to retire from real estate, right? One, you build a team. Well, building a team isn't for everybody, and it's certainly not for the faint of heart. Two, depending upon what firm you're with, it could be revenue share or profit share or some kind of recruitment to your firm, right? But what's the other way? Well, here's the thing. It's been boiled and just seared into everyone's brains that those are the only two ways to get out. Here's what I'm here to tell you. We're going to teach you how to properly invest your money and how to put money aside so you can properly invest it in the future. So keep that in mind as we go. We are going to show you guys how to put money aside and actually invest it into some incredible things, which when James comes on, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a background on he and I as well. And in addition to here, we've also got the social media marketing calendar. If you're newer to social media, this is at least a guide to get you started, to show you where you should start from and grow from there. So be sure to dive in here. We have plenty more that are going to be happening, and always check out the events page. As of right now, we've only got a few events on here, but guess what? We are about to ramp it up to have challenges, events, you name it, we've got it. And we're going to share it all with you. So I absolutely am stoked about what's here to come. Just wanted to make sure you guys saw and had that on here. If you have friends who want to join the group, be sure to go ahead and send them an invite. We want to make sure that everybody gets invited to this group, and we're gonna just crush it. I'm just super stoked. So let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on today. First off, we just had our overview of what's going on in the group, and we're going to make sure we're going to be diving into that every single week to bring you more content and free tools that you guys can use. Number 2, what's our goal, right? Everybody always asks that. Well, what's the goal of this? Well, the goal is to bring value to you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in James Michener, my partner in crime here.
Good morning, Kaila.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, sorry about that. My daughter was sick and my son. So as you know, life happens, and they kept us up all night for 3 nights in a row. So yeah,
Yay.
Good morning. So,
that is life. That is life. So everybody, as I was talking about just a second ago, James is my partner in crime when it comes to masters in real estate. And James, I haven't dove into it yet, but I was going to give everybody a little bit of background on myself, as well as on you, and kind of our goals with what kind of value we want to bring to this group. So I'll dive. I was partially into it, but if you guys don't already know me, Kaila Lindsey, I'm here in North Carolina and Selland, South Carolina as well. I've grown a team, mega agent, 4-time Icon Award winner, all of that to say I have a passion for teaching other people how to do what I do. And that's been something that's really been a driving sense for me. So as I started growing masters in real estate, I decided I need another powerhouse to do this along with me. So in walks James. So James, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and kind of your background, because you've got similar, but you've definitely got some more strengths than I do in different areas.
So good morning, everybody. James Michener here in Prescott, Arizona, with Realty One Group. I've been selling real estate for going on 9 years, 8 years full time. Last year did 318 deals. This year, pretty close to 250. So we're pumping it. It's been great. So got Rookie of the Year my first year, and then my last year at Better Homes and Gardens, which was 2022. I was actually their #1 agent for transactions. I left right before they gave that award, so I didn't get it officially, but we pulled all those numbers all the time. So started from the bottom, 24 deals my first year and 318 my most recent year. So I'm excited to train everybody. Every one of my team members that I've ever taken on has crushed it. Started from making $10,000 and going bankrupt to making, over $250,000. So I noticed that that's one thing that I was passionate about, was helping them, and I'm ready to bring that to this group now. So
I love it. I love it. So in case you guys didn't hear that, quite a bit of homes sold. But that's not all that James does. So while we both are masters of our craft when it comes to cold calling and sales, both of us have branched out into other areas where it's really creating those networks of people. So whether it be with investors or other agents in other areas, that's what we want to bring to you guys, where we want to teach you how we can go beyond, still master your real estate career, but understand there's other opportunities out there that we're not going to stop at just listings and buyers for you guys. We want to make sure that we're bringing you the next level, the things that are really going to get you guys to a point where you can say, I can retire, I can do the things I want to do. So whether you are just starting out and you've done 2 deals, 4 deals, 8 deals, whether you're a pretty fabulous agent, which I would say fabulous, you're doing over 20 a year, right? That's pretty consistent. It doesn't matter where you are in real estate. There's ways to grow, and we're going to be offering different levels of opportunity and training you guys to get you to the next step, which is really exciting.
Yeah, that's probably the thing I'm most excited about is, I call myself the financially free realtor or whatever, and whatnot. And I like what I like about this group and you and I, Kayla, is we both know how to be real estate agents, but we both know how to fix and flip. We both know how to wholesale. Like there's so
Mhm.
many things that we're going to bring to this group that probably not a lot of coaches are doing because we know so much of that and we've both been successful at it. So I'm really excited about that to help take your agent business and then
Mhm.
funnel other stuff into it that you're already doing. So why not put those 5 other side hustles into that group? Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And we're going to be doing a special towards the end of the year for you guys. I say towards the end of the year. I already mentioned we are at the end of the year because it's October. But come late November, both James and I, we're going to be on teaching you guys in an evening session how to avoid taxes. When I say avoid, I don't mean in a bad way. I mean utilizing the tax code so you're not paying taxes. When you have your best year ever in real estate and you don't pay a dime to the federal or state government because you don't have to, because you did it the right way, we're going to show you the ways that you can start cutting that so you're not paying the government 40% or more of the hard-earned business that you had. These are some of the things that we're going to harp on for you guys, which I'm pretty excited about. I like to keep my money. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I love that, Kayla. I think that's like one of the most important things that you can. I had one of my team members uh, pay taxes recently. He's like, man, I paid $5,000 into taxes, and I thought I was okay. I'm like, dude, you made like over 100,000. He's like, I know, I owe 30 more thousand. I'm like, he's like, what do I do with this? And I'm like, okay, we'll sit down and talk about it. So
I think we need to do more than one probably throughout the year as people are joining in, just to say, okay,
yeah,
your end of the year, here's what you do if you haven't planned for it before now. And beginning of the year, here's the things you need to implement so you don't pay it at the end of the year, or at
I
least
think,
minimize. Because I had the same thing. I made it like my first
yeah,
year was $125,000. I was super stoked. I was like,
yeah,
wow, this is more money than I've ever made in my life. And
yeah.
yet I paid like 25, 30,000 in taxes, which was absolutely fantastic for the government, not so much for me. And it was just after that that I finally figured out, okay, I need a plan because this is not sustainable if I want to actually grow.
I completely agree with that. So completely agree. And I just got a text message from my accountant. I got to pay 70,000 for just this quarter, and then I still have my payroll tax coming through. So I'm looking at all these different things as well. So give me just 1 second, okay?
So you guys, just so you know this, right? We're all like normal people. So we're going to show you guys all the real and raw too. Start from the top. First off, the most free thing that you have that has the most advantage is your camera. Your phone right here is going to bring you the power to make more money in real estate. And in number one, what we're going to cover right now is how to send out video emails to people to make sure you're reconnecting. So I'm going to kind of run you guys through the easy breakdown of this. So first off, go ahead and get MailChimp. Now I say MailChimp, I know there's plenty of others out there. I know there's BombBomb and this and that. But MailChimp actually has the highest percentage of delivery rate for any other mass emailing platform. The second thing is, I know a lot of you guys are using BombBomb. Here's the challenge. BombBomb is a GIF, GIF. So what happens is because it's a short video actually in the email itself, it's a very large file, which means it bounces quite a bit. The good time to use this if you're sending it to one or two individuals, maybe just your sphere, right? But if you're making sure you're hitting your entire database of everybody you know, use MailChimp and avoid GIFs. So how do we do this? So here's what I do. My entire database is downloaded into MailChimp, and I literally have it. My group of people is the True Lane group. And what I do is every week I will film a 3-minute video. 3 minutes, you guys. By the way, we've been on here for 15 minutes. You can see how long I can talk. 3 minutes. That's it. And you are going to bring information. See, as agents, we seem to think, oh, well, they already know because I know. They don't. I literally was doing a transaction for my husband's company, and he's going, well, what's next? And I'm sitting here going, you're married to a real estate agent for 7 years. How do you not know the next step? Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure, James, when you talk to your wife, it's probably the same thing. Like, well, how does
for
that
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And that's just a limiting belief too. Like, oh, they already know what I'm talking about. People like different approaches. They like different information.
Yes.
I mean, I just did a talk on price adjustments and people are like, wow, that's a great idea, right? That's amazing, James. And one of my team members used it and got 3 awesome price reductions. I did have that thought as well. Like, people already know how to do this. Take that limiting belief out in 3 minutes. Like I've been doing videos more and more often this year, and it comes up to 3 minutes. I'm like, dang, I still probably have like 2 or 3 more minutes. I need to double this, right? So there's always a lot of information to give. Yep.
Yeah. So always keep that in mind. Your goal as an agent is to bring value.
Yep.
Like we are in a very unique sales environment where we can't force someone to decide to buy a house or sell a house. Instead, we have to be there providing value when they make that decision and allow them the opportunity to work with us. So make a quick video, mine, and we can actually, if you guys are interested, drop comments in the comment box below. Are you interested in getting a list of topics that you can use over the next, because we would be happy to put that together for you where it's, update on the market. How do you price it correctly? And these are all pointed towards buyers and sellers in your market, people who are scared, people who are watching the news right now going, oh my God, the sky is falling. You need to be the person who's bringing the value and the information. So you go ahead and you make that quick video. Now, here's where things get even simpler, and I promise it's not complicated, okay? You are going to take an image of yourself. You can pop it into Canva, and if you guys want, I could do a whole video about this and post it onto the thread, so type a yes in the chat box if you want this. But what you do is you go ahead and take an image of your video, because you could just go ahead and take a little screenshot. You go into Canva, put a little play button on it, and now you put it into MailChimp. And what's going to happen is you embed, which is very easy, right click, put in your little link, and you put a little verbiage in there. Hey guys, if you're ready to learn about how to sell your house for more, even in this market, if you're ready to learn how to get a lower interest rate, if you're ready to learn about blah, 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 here's my quick 3-minute video on how to do it. And you post that video on your Facebook page. When I say page, business page, you guys. Now it will live there forever, and you can utilize that link whenever. And what's going to happen is when you send that out, you're now bringing value to the people around you. It's not going to be instantaneous, but you'd be amazed when you start doing it for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, people start circling back around. I've been watching your videos. I've been seeing what you're doing. It's incredible. So I would say that would be number one. Start sending out those emails, connecting people to your business page for Facebook with your video. That would be number one. James, you had talked about this just the other day. Number two, we were talking about would be CMAs. So I'm going to let you talk to them about how they could go about doing this, because it's a free tool. We have it in all of our MLSs, names and emails and phone numbers and addresses. So what will they do with this in order to boost their business for 2023?
Yeah, so we were talking about CMAs because I feel like right now is when you want to leverage your sphere of influence, right? More than ever. Maybe it's not your cancel expireds for sell-by owners, like your hyper leads, but it's your sphere of influence. So what myself and my team have been doing is we've been trying to send out 3 to 5 CMAs to our sphere of influence per week, right? If it were me and I was one of those team members, I would be doing 3 a day. I know that seems excessive, right? But now is the time in this quarter to jumpstart your 2023. Your success is laid the foundation right now for next year. What we've been talking about is sending out the CMAs to past clients to let them know what the property value is. And why are we doing that, right? Because everybody thinks the sky is falling, but really we haven't seen this massive drop off. If anything, we've seen almost 100% gain in equity over the last 3 years, even pretty close to 2 years. And we've only seen a drop off of maybe 20% on the high side. So there's still 80% equity for a lot of people in their house. And some people, they're just not paying attention. They're busy with work and their kids and whatnot. And they're like, dang, my house is worth this much. And I just got off the phone with my mom and I might need to move back to Illinois or whatnot. Maybe I'll do this. I'm going to give Kaila a call. I'm going to give James a call now at this point. So it's just a conversation starter. You're giving something free, a value. And guess what? What do people like talking about? Real estate. So they're going to talk to their friends and their family and maybe you about, wow, I can't believe the house down the street sold for X and mine could be potentially worth this. It's just a conversation starter to build up to next year. And it's something that's providing value to your past clients.
100%. And I'm going to add to that. How many of you guys, raise your hand, don't be shy, have sent out recipe cards? Like, we're willing to send things that are actually not of value, but we've been taught in real estate that this is a value item. When was the last time you looked at a recipe card? Like, even if I had a good recipe saved, I actually just got rid of all of my cookbooks, by the way. We just redid the kitchen, got rid of every cookbook because I have 6 years, like 6 to 8 years, I haven't looked at these things. Why? We have Pinterest, right? I can just go to Pinterest and look at it. Now, if you guys really want to do that, put together a Pinterest board that's your real estate Pinterest board and have a bunch of stuff stuff on there that's like, hey, ways to maintain your house. Send that out in the email with the video, right? Put the link in there where it's like, hey, here's some additional things you guys can use, and have that as an additional item. But here's the thing, don't fool yourself. You're not giving value related to real estate by sending recipe cards and things like that. This, what James is talking about, like, this is value.
And I think, and it's crazy because this pertains to you and I a lot, right? But the top 3 states that gain the most equity, Florida, Arizona, and North Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
From what I've gathered, I mean, there could be different data out there. That's kind of right in our neighborhood. So throw it out there. Know your stats, know your CMAs, because the more you do the CMAs, the more comfortable you're going to be with the market. The more comfortable you are with the market, the more confident you're going to be when you go to those listing appointments. The more confident you are, the more people are going to trust you and want to hire you right away. It's giving them value, and it's giving you value back in terms of skill set. So
100%. And I know a lot of you guys, I'm the same way. We're a bit of perfectionists, right? If you're in real estate, sometimes you're a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist and a procrastinator. I've got the 2 beautiful P's there. But here's the thing. Sometimes people overthink CMAs, including my team. Right now, we're doing a challenge with my team where we're sending out 10 CMAs a week. If they could do even more, that's great. But here's the thing. If you guys want to do it simple, there are several different systems you can use. Now, this one is nationwide. It's called Cloud CMA. Yes, it's about $45 a month, but it very quickly pulls things together for you. So if you wanted to put together a CMA, I'm going to go ahead and just show you briefly. Look how quickly this can pull this together for you. And here's the idea. And if you could go ahead and talk about this too, it's not that it has to be perfect, right, James? It's just to give people an idea.
My assistant always preferences like a CMA based on data that we've recently pulled. In order to give you the most accurate data, James will be calling you to discuss, right? Yeah. And it's just like any home evaluation website, whether that's Zillow, My Home IQ, or HomeBot. These CMAs are based on data that's been around them, but we don't maybe know that they upgraded the kitchen, or they, or they've done the backyard, or they haven't done anything, right? So it's just a conversation starter, but try to be as accurate as you can, but don't die through analysis paralysis. Just get it done.
The idea is to give people a talking point. All right. So watch this. Publish report. I'm going to show you how quickly. This has been less than 60 seconds. In less than 60 seconds, I now have a created published report, which you guys have access to this also in your MLS. You can do quickies like this. But right now we've got a welcome letter explaining what a CMA is, my contact information, where all these houses were pulled from, the statistics, a suggested price range on list price, and what they can expect to net from the property. All of this within 60 seconds. And now what I do, you can do this 2 different ways. You can print it, which I do love printing them. I have these really cool envelopes that I send them out in, and it says, I'm what you've been waiting for. And I've been waiting for that, but it's fun. Or you could just email it out. But with both of that, there's an actual, we're going to get into this in the next few weeks. James and I, with you guys, there are actual scripts that you can use in these emails that is going to say, hey, I'm going to give you a call in 2 days to review this. If you're sending it in a package, put a little Post-it note right on it and say, hey, hope this finds you well. I'll be giving you a call in a few days to discuss. And put it on your calendar, in your CRM, and give them a call. The follow-up's the second biggest piece to that. So don't be scared of your CMAs. It's not as hard or as scary as you think it might be. So keep it quick.
Well, CMAs are amazing too, Kaila. I really like that. I mean, there's all kinds of different ones that you can do. So do what you feel most comfortable about. What I would do though is, because you're comfortable with another type of CMA, try sending out three CMAs from a different system that you're uncomfortable with, to teach yourself in case there's a different tool within that to learn. So I'm going to start using that Cloud CMA. I really like that. We use a little different one.
Love it. So last but not least, I know we were talking about this the other day, but what is the free tool that we have in our back pocket? James, you and I, we built our business on this, and it's called making phone calls. But I want you to highlight for everybody, because we've both built our businesses on this, from expireds, FSBOs, etc. Who can people be calling, and what is the real cost to an agent for that? But what's the return? I'll share what my numbers were my first year, but I know you are an absolute rock star at this, and as is your team. Share with everybody that's on this call. I know we have another 3 minutes.
Yeah, the phone calls are the most important thing, right? So you can, first off, I'd start with your sphere of influence, because those are going to be the best, easiest leads, and they're fun to talk to. It's crazy because your sphere of influence is kind of my hardest people to call for whatever reason. I don't know why. But when I do, I love it. I love it. It's great, right? But I always get a little nervous because I don't want to be that salesman. And then canceled expireds for sale by owners. And guess what? For rent by owners are going to be really good as well. So, and those will be for deals that you want to pick up yourself. So those are the calls that I would be making. You could call your sphere of influence, jump on Zillow or Craigslist and start hand dialing for sale by owners for free, right?
Yeah.
So I started that 6 months into my first year. I didn't do anything, right? My second 6 months, I started calling for sale by owners. I closed 24 deals in that amount of time, just by that.
Yep. For sale by owners are an absolute, especially right now, you guys, the market has changed. Interest rates have changed. There are some people that are still undervaluing their properties, some still overvaluing, but many of them undervaluing their property, where we can bring that value. So there's plenty of for free out there, and we'll bring you guys some as well, but where you can tackle that. And here's where this all wraps all up into one. You can do all three of these things with the same individual. So think about this. We talked about sending out emails that had video about information. Guess what? For sale by owners, when you talk to them on the phone, they're going to give you their email. They want you to reach out to them.
Yeah.
You're calling them. So you've called them. Now you've sent them something of value in an email. Now you've sent them a potential CMA. Hey, this is something we might be able to get for you. You can do the same for your sphere. Go ahead and pull out that Christmas list, because I know some of you are going, well, who is my sphere? Yeah, that Christmas card list that you or your spouse has every year. Pull it out. Send them the information, because here's the thing. Or it doesn't have, exactly. And that's a great time for you guys to call them, be like, hey, I don't have your address. What's your address so I can send you a Christmas card, and actually do it.
Do you mind if I say one thing real quick as well? So let's talk about mindset, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh, for sale by owners, this and that. For sale by owners are probably the least likely lead source that's going to be called. Why is that? Because it's hard. Why is it the best one? Because it's hard. Because when it's hard, nobody else is doing it, so there's less sharks in that pool of water. So if you can master that, you're going to beat everybody out. I sold 63 for sale by owners one year. Why? Because everybody else kept dropping off. The meaner the for sale by owner, the better that for sale by owner is, because there's going to be less people following up with them. And generally, the meaner people are on your first initial call, the more loyal they're going to be going forward, if you can make them happy. So it's all a mindset thing. If you have goals and whatnot, smash those goals by smashing your fears and believing in yourself and believing in the processes that Kaila and I will help you with today.
I love it. Yep. I love it. No, that is so true. That is so true, which was so funny because I mastered what I would say expireds. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
And you are a rock star at FSBOs. I honestly have on my notes, like, get James to help me with some of my FSBOs.
Yeah, I love FSBOs. Yeah.
This time of year, and when I say this time of year, this season that we're in real estate is probably one of the most ideal times for you guys to be calling these people who are not being helped, because they don't know. Or they have an agent who's not like you guys who are on here, who are watching these videos and training themselves on how to get better. Instead, they still think that it's 2020 and 2021, where they can slap prices up there, houses sit, and they don't go anywhere. They don't understand customer service or how to bring that to their clients. This is all things that we are going to dive into over the next several months and layer this in. So I know we're coming up to the end of time. I told you guys 30 minutes. It's our 30 minutes of coffee on Monday mornings. But James, before we let everybody go, what are your parting words for our first call, first week on, first week back?
Yes.
We're going to tackle this.
Really, really excited about this. I think, again, like you and I bring so much to the table for a lot of people. We're young, we're energetic, we love to kick ass, and we're gonna kick ass, and we're gonna help others kick ass around us. I think the biggest thing is mindset and knowing that the sky isn't falling, but right now is where you build the skill set to kick ass in the next big run up of real estate. That's what I did. That's how I became financially free. Is I was in a market like this, built the skill sets right back in the day, that allowed me to take advantage of another run up. So don't be afraid. Go after those canceled and expireds. And remember, those canceled, like Kaila said, those canceled and expireds, they need truth and they need certainty. So give them truth and certainty. Don't just take that listing and change your mindset to this is the time I'm going to build a foundation so I can kick ass when everything is on the run up again. So
100%. Wow, you said that very well. Well, for me, you guys, I'm so excited to dive into this. Like, me and James have been working for weeks on how we're setting this up for you to make sure we're bringing the most value. And our goal is to create a true community of agents across the country. So I'm on the East Coast. James is on the West Coast. We are helping serve everyone in between. So as you are seeing things that are really resonating with you, make a comment, ask questions, help others, post your wins. It's brag worthy. Bragging is a good thing. We encourage bragging because it's actually going to show others, and we're going to encourage you with that. And last but not least, what do you want to learn? There are plenty of things that we can teach you, but what do you want to learn? Put those questions in this group. That is our goal. We're going to create those trainings. And like I said, we're going to do it just like we are in real life, kids and all. So thank you guys for our first Monday morning coffee and contracts. And we'll be posting a follow-up for this.
Yep.
Hey.
All right. This is my little boy.
Good
Thank
morning.
you guys for joining us, and we're going to kick some butt. And remember why you're doing this. And most likely it's for these little guys right here. So don't let that fear take away from these little guys right here, okay? So go after it. Thank you. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Kick butt this week.